And more logs. Okay, so we have 6 to the negative t over 2 equals 0.20. Again, we don't really care what's up here. It's an exponent, so let's take a log of both sides. So log here, and then log here. So that log gives us right to take the exponent up front. So now we end up with negative t over 2 times log 6 equals log 0.20. Let's get rid of that log 6. So we have negative t over 2 equals log 0.20 divided by log 6. And now we need to get, we want t alone. So we need to get rid of that 2, and we need to get rid of that negative. So we could multiply everything by negative 2. So if I multiply the top by negative 2 over 1 and multiply this by negative 2 over 1, negative 2 times negative t is positive 2t divided by 2. That is just going to be t. So t equals, and then distribute here, so negative 2 times log 0.20 all divided by log 6. On to the next one. Same idea here. We take a log of both sides. So again, this allows me to take exponent up here. So I can say that's negative 3t times log 4 equals log 0.1. Now, one thing I could do here is 0.1 is really 1 over 10, which is really 10 to the negative 1. Now, log has base 10. So if I ask myself, what did I do to 10 to get 0.1? Then I can realize that this here really equals negative 1. Because 10 to the negative first power equals 0.1. So I could rewrite this as negative 3t log 4 equals negative 1. And now I want to get t alone. So everything that's not t has to go from the left under negative 1. So I have negative 1 here, and then everything that's not t, which is negative 3 and log 4, have to go here. Then negative divided by negative is positive, so t equals 1 over 3 times log 4. Alright, so here I don't need to do the log, because now I have 3 and I have 27, but 27 is same like saying 3 to the third power, because 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27, so 3 to the third, and then I have 3 to the x minus 1. So all I need to do is compare these exponents right here. I'll forget about bases because they're same, they don't matter. So x minus 1 equals 3, x equals 3 plus 1, x equals 4. Same case here, my base is 2, and I can rewrite 32 as 2 to the power of, and I always forget this, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32, so 2 to the 5th. That equals 2 to the x minus 3. Bases are same, so forget them. And then you have x minus 3 equals 5. So x equals 5 plus 3. So x is 8. Well, in this case we have 565, and I don't think that, well, there's no way to write that as 2 because this is not an even number. So what I will do again, I'll just take a log of both sides. So that's log and that allows me to take that exponent and put it up here. So I'm going to have 3 minus x times log 2 equal log of 565. There are a few ways in which I can solve this problem, but I'm just going to get rid of everything that doesn't have x here. So I'm going to keep 3 minus x equals log 565 divided by log 2. The next thing, I will move 3 over to the right, so that's going to be negative 3 plus log 565 divided by log 2. And finally, I will divide the whole thing by negative 1 to get rid of this, or multiply by negative 1, let's say. So I'm just going to multiply this by negative 1 here. So there's going to be positive x equals 3 minus log 565 divided by log 2. Another problem. So again, we have 8, we have 431. So we need to take a log because I don't see a way to rewrite 431 using 8. So we take log of both sides. Then I take this exponent and put it up front. So now we have negative 2 minus x times log 8 equals log 431. So negative 2 minus x will equal log 431 divided by this here, by log 8. So we took this one and just put it under. The next thing, let's get rid of that negative 2 over here. So negative x equals, put negative 2 to the right, becomes positive. So 2 plus log 431 over log 8. I don't want negative x, so let me multiply everything by negative 1. Minus here. So we got x equals, I'll be careful here, it's negative 2, and then this is also going to turn negative. So negative 2 minus log 431 divided by log 8. Okay, let's see here. We have 8 times 10 to the 3x equals 12. Well, let's divide first by 8. Let's get rid of that 8. So now we only have 10 to the 3x equals 12 over 8. If we simplify that, if we divide the top and the bottom by 4, so if I divide this by 4, I'm going to get 3, and if I divide this by 4, I'm going to get 2. So this really equals 3 halves. Now I have 10, I have 3x, I have 3 halves. So let's take log of both sides. So I have log 10 to the 3x equals log 3 over 2. Now remember, when we have log without any base, that means the base is 10. So what's going to happen here, log and the 10 will cancel. So we have 3x equals log 3 halves. So we can rewrite that using properties of logs. Log of 3 over 2 is same like log 3 minus log 2 because it's division. So then the x would become log 3 minus log 2 all divided by 3. Next, again, we have 5 here, so let's divide by 5. So now we have 10 to the power of x minus 6 equals 7/5. Well, we have 10, so let's take a log of both sides. And when we do take log of both sides, log and 10 will cancel, so we have x minus 6 equals log of 7/5. So x equals log 7/5 plus 6. And if we want to, we can simplify this a little bit, or not simplify, but rewrite. Log 7/5 is same like saying log 7 minus log 5 plus 6. So the next problem, we have 3, so let's divide by 3. So we have 5 to the x minus 1 equals 21 divided by 3, which is 7. So simply take a log of both sides, log here and log here. So now this will let us take that exponent, put it up front. So we have x minus 1 times log 5 equals log 7. So x minus 1 equals log 7 divided by log 5. So then x will equal log 7 divided by log 5, and then take this negative 1, put it over here, makes it positive. So this would be our answer. So in this next one we have 8. So let's divide by 8. So we have 3 to the 6 minus x equals 40 divided by 8 is just 5. Take a log of both sides, which will let us bring exponent down. And now bring the exponent down. So you have 6 minus x times log 3 equals log 5. So 6 minus x equals log 5 divided by log 3. Now let's get rid of that 6. So negative x equals log 5 divided by log 3, and then move that positive 6 over to the right, make it negative. And then finally I need to get rid of that negative, so let's multiply both sides by a minus 1, by negative 1. So in the end we have negative, that's x equals, now make sure to change the sign, negative log 5 over log 3, and instead of minus 6 is going to be plus 6.